everything fucking else. This is your boy Bug. With me, as always, hopefully, is my boy Keenan Cochran. How are you, sir?
Doing all right, man. What's up, world?
Damn, it sounds good here too, man. So we are testing out a brand new stream software called well, it's not brand new. It's brand new to us. It's called Restream. You've heard of it before, I'm sure. It's almost like Columbus, how he founded someone's wallet. You know what I mean?
Right?
He's like, I founded your wallet. I know it's been your wallet for many years and it was in your pocket, but I founded that shit and now it's mine. Celebrate me every year, won't you?
Put the flag on it.
Dude, seriously. Could you imagine that though? Like, who do you have to be to get celebrated like that? You know what I mean? You're like, okay,
Yeah.
you showed up to a place where people were already fucking living at,
Right?
and you're like, dude, I found this place. You're like, no, you found my fucking house, bro.
Right?
You're on my doorstep. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No. I insist. I will have so many ticker tape parades in my favor. Like, okay, fine. Ticker tape parades it is, Mr. Columbo, or whatever the fuck your
Right?
name is. So, what has been happening with you, sir? I missed you. I want you to know that. I look into your eyes right now and I think, God damn, what a man. I miss you, boy.
Oh man, I've been just kicking it out around here, man. Fucking just waiting for you to call me back because I
I
was
know,
gonna head down
dude.
there.
Actually, no. I have got 5 phone calls into you right now. 5. Do you know what was going on? Your roommate, sister, not sure.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, she had the phone being forwarded to her cell phone, dude. So have you noticed that the phone hasn't been ringing lately? No
Yeah,
one's
that's probably
calling.
why
It's
haven't
because
been
it's
getting
going to her
calls from
fucking
work
cell
either.
phone. And she keeps fucking forgetting to like put it back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know. She was texting me and she's like, I forgot again, like 6 times in a row. And I'm like, yeah, you did.
That's why I haven't been in work in like 2 months.
Yeah, really. You're like, dude, they've been calling, but you're like, man, it must be a dry season right now. No, like that Keenan, he quit, I think, man. He started smoking that pot again. You seen them looks on his face? So as I signed on today, Keenan was already here waiting with my suggestion, like, hey, dude, we're starting a new streaming software today. I think you should probably show up early so we don't, shoot ourselves in the dick. Well, I turn on the camera and there's Keenan.
You caught me reading. I was trying to read.
He was meditating, dude. He was getting in touch with
face, man.
It was so funny. Why do you have the word tacos written on a cardboard behind you right now? Can you show me that?
A sign I fly when I'm traveling. It says I heart tacos. I stay down front like a Taco Bell.
Shaved tacos. No. All beef burrito taco, whatever.
All meat, man.
Is that dude? People tell you like, do you know what they put in that stuff? I'm like, yeah. You know what it tastes like? It's fucking delicious, man. I don't care.
It's like starving. No, it doesn't
God.
matter. Yeah,
that's what I say every time to these vegetarians, dude. When they're like, I'm vegetarian. You definitely have a choice, don't you?
Never been hungry then.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Shit. Like, man, you ain't never been on the streets, boy. All right, so I feel like I should be really serious today. I really do, because it's a very serious topic today, honestly. So I don't want to do too much of this back and forth, although I miss you like crazy and I want to talk to you because I feel like of all my friends, I don't get to talk to you because, I don't know, you're just unreachable. You got some fucking like, you got a cup tied to a tree.
I've been feeling lost, like running around in the woods, just screaming out boogie and shit in the dark.
Tacos. No, boogie. It's spelled different. So, all right. So I'm going to try and I'm putting on my serious face now, though, seriously, because this entire week, I'm not going to lie to you, I have been getting pounded with messages with, dude, shit. Now, I don't know if anyone has ever experienced messages before, if you've ever gotten signs. Now, I'm not saying God. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah. Although who contacted me at first said they were God. And then if you see the way they contacted me, and I showed it in the video today, they're contacting me, or at least they did. One of the ways was the light was shining through the tree. And so the shadow that was being cast on the ground, you can actually take your dome setup, you can hold it up to those shadows, and you'll see they turn into words immediately. And you're like, dude. So Ada, if you're listening, if you ever listen, this is what God meant when he said for you to get this dome set up together. It is so that you could sooner or later pass it off to someone like me that would get these messages. And so here it is. I have found a way using your dome and your dome setup to communicate with God directly. And I'm not joking. And you ask a question, you get a direct response. Okay. Now, it's much faster on windier days. I'm just going to be honest with you. On not so windy days, when the air is calm, it's slow. You're like, God, can you hurry up a little bit? You know what I mean? Like, just to be perfectly honest. Now, almost immediately, and I feel like a dick now, but it makes sense. I asked God, like, seriously, God, your penmanship, horrible. Please, can you send somebody else? And this is when my next door neighbor Olga was sent. And I swear to God, I wasn't trying to be funny. I wasn't trying to be an asshole, but I could not make out what the hell he was trying to say. And so God, or whoever the person was who was saying they were God, when they were sending messages, they were writing like a child would, like very simplistic. You know, it's like my would be mi, you would be yi, almost like Japanese in a way. It was weird. It was
super
like
simple.
yes, super simple, just the way it sounds, not the way we spell it. I wouldn't say it was English. I wouldn't say it was any other language. I have no idea, but it was easy to read. It was just very sloppy. And this is my first time. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm thinking I'm misreading it. I have no idea. And so, of course, I'm spazzing out a little bit. And so that's when I requested someone else. Like, God, with all due respect, can you please either, can you write more neat? You know, this is taking me hours to do like one message. And I'm seriously sitting here, like I'm taking photos of it or taking video. And then I'm sitting at my computer all day long, Keenan. For an entire week, I read like 3 or 4 messages. But when you're talking about someone that's multifaceted, someone that is that complex, one message, one photo is good for 1,000 fucking messages, 1,000 symbols. So he laid it out for me. My problem, I'm a liar. That's what he says. So I lie too much. And my problem is, and I'm going to be perfectly transparent with everyone today, my problem is I must make stories interesting. It's my weak spot. I can't tell the boring story. If it feels boring to me, I'm going to make up some bullshit to make it more interesting. Okay. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. It's harmless. It's not malicious. It's not for money. It's not for sex. It's not for anything. It's just for, so I'm not fucking boring. So I'm not dragging this shit on sometimes, you know? Nothing has been made up now. God was very honest. Like, look, you may or may not be spared from this Apophis thing. I'm just putting it out there, you know? He's hinting towards the fact that a lot of us that are in the woke, a lot of us that are in this community are going to be spared just for the simple fact that we are more knowledgeable and more intact, and we are paying more attention to what's going on around us than anyone else. And it's really a leg up, I guess, in the right direction. Why? Because who wouldn't want to be listened to? You know what I mean? Like, so God's putting out messages daily. I mean, by the second. Some people are catching them, some people aren't. But the fact that you're even looking for them, the fact that you're even open-minded enough to accept those messages, God's open. And he's like, okay, this person, check. And then they're seeing the people that we may refer to as globetards, okay? You know, those kind of people that are just accepting anything that they're told from the people above them, or, you know, the kings of earth. Those are the people that he's not interested in. He's not interested in people he doesn't want to fucking hang out with. And I'm just going to be honest with you. I have a feeling that the reason why I'm being contacted, it wasn't me directly. I think I intercepted some messages, and he's like, you know what? This is even better. Here's a guy that doesn't have a clean background. Here's a guy that lies too much. Here's a guy that, you know, that's imperfect. I mean, let's think about the people of the past. Paul, right? Axe murderer, really. Paul was it Peter? I don't know.
Somewhere, you know what I mean? Along their own lines.
Say again.
We all had a fucked up story along their own lines there.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I have skeletons in my closet. I mean, for God's sakes, guys, I just got done being off of trial. I just barely escaped trial on a gun charge. Let's be honest here. This is not a guy that you're going to want, you know, hey, introduce me to your daughter. No, you know, like, I'm not that dude. And I don't want to be that dude. I never want to be that guy that's so straightforward. That's like, oh, I can't do that. That's not by the book. Not that dude. Never be that dude. If I don't know you, if I don't like you, you left your wallet out, that shit's stolen.
Yeah, get the
Okay,
flag
just be
looking
honest
out.
with you. All right, that was not a fabricated story. I'm taking that shit.
That thing is
Okay.
gone.
Yeah. All full transparency. All right. It's like, I'm just saying, like, look, there's some people that feel like they're asking for the shit, some people that deserve it. And then
Mm,
some people you're like, dude, there's something else going on. Let me dig deeper into what the underlying issue is here. Why is this guy being such an asshole?
mm.
It might be because his daughter just died. It might be because his mom, I don't know. She's got
Right,
cancer or
right, yeah.
something, and it's like people wear their emotions on the outside of them. They say, look, I need help, right? And I feel like I can see that stuff. I'm an empath, and I didn't know that until the last few years that I realized why I like helping people so much. You know what I mean? Like why
Mm,
I love volunteer work, and I don't feel complete unless I'm doing something, walking dogs, delivering meals, helping old ladies, flirting with them just to make them smile, something like that. It's
yeah,
like I got to do it, man. I everywhere I move to, I always have um, a nonprofit that I'm palling around with. Project Angel Food. You guys will see on all of my videos. There's a Project Angel Food fundraising link. They are my favorite nonprofit in the city here in Los Angeles. They're actually in Hollywood. I worked with them for many years. I volunteered with them for even more years. Um, and I plan on supporting them my entire life because I know them inside and out. The CEO does not drive a big fucking Mercedes.
yeah.
He's not getting dropped off at work with a limo. Um,
Mm,
they're real people. Like there's people that are suffering from HIV and AIDS that work there and have worked there 20 years. And
right.
and just to be honest, that person I'm talking of in particular, I'm very good friends with. And somehow he's still alive. I don't know how. He was like the first, he was the first person in America that had
Yeah,
HIV.
the
And,
shit.
and he was given that AZT shit, that stuff that really destroys your liver and kidneys.
Yeah,
And somehow he made it through that era. He made it through the whole epidemic of HIV when it
yeah,
just hit us all by storm. And everyone's like, don't hug anyone. You'll get
right,
the
right.
HIV. No one
Look at
knew
him.
about it. Yeah, they didn't know
Yeah,
what it did. This guy made it through that shit. He's a old queen, really funny dude.
yeah,
But like, he's just, me and him became really close, man. We sat together at work, like side by side. Our desks were real close. And so, I had no choice but to get really close with him. And I just love him to this day. I still keep in contact with him. I haven't worked there in fucking long time.
right.
Um, anyway, weirdest shit happened. So speaking of Project Angel Food, just to be perfectly honest here, I stole a painting from them one time. Okay,
Out the
we
bathroom
were
or what?
well, we were changing buildings. Okay, and this has to do with the whole story. So don't think I'm getting off on a
Right.
side
Yeah, I
tangent
got you.
here. Um, I stole a painting from them. Okay, this painting was done during a live show, and it was done by a very famous artist by the name of something Coffee. Okay, this guy's
Alright.
really famous. This was around the time when Google Maps had just become like a thing, and they
Yeah, I
were
kind of
sending
know
out.
who that coffin that sounds rings a bell with me. That,
Yeah, he's a big time artist, man. He does a lot of like street stuff. You know what I mean? A lot of
yeah,
tagging, a lot of real cool shit.
yeah, yeah.
And so he was doing a live airbrushing of Google Maps. That's what this art is. It's Google Maps. I wish I could turn the computer, but anyway, so we were changing buildings one day. It was not selling. They had it tagged at $40,000. It's a nice painting, but it's not that fucking nice. You know what I
Right.
mean? So anyway, so it disappeared. I don't know where it went. It just ended up at my house one day.
It
and
happens.
so and so I remember driving home with it in a Jeep and I'm holding it down. It was like almost taking off. Anyway, I have had this painting for almost 20 years now. I know it inside and out. One day, last week, I noticed some words on it, some letters. Okay. Never noticed those before. They just spelled out the name Olga. And also, in the way it's laid out, it also says, uh, how's that? Got to go. So GTG, talk to you later. So TTYL, okay?
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
to go, TTYL, talk to you later. And that has never been there before. And then the way those letters are shaped, it also spells Eden, okay? And it
Mm,
actually shows a strip of land on the right hand side. You can actually see the junior high school in Pico Rivera, California, where I'm supposed to take refuge on the day of this whole Apophis
Mm.
prophecy taking place, where the track systems are said to fall out of the sky, which they've done many times in the past, on the Asian side, because Asia is going to slam into America. Basically, everything is going to get fucked up. Okay. And so Asia, you can see that Asia shifted, America shifted, and the west coast of America and the east coast of Asia are much closer together. The only thing separating them is a strip of land called Eden. Okay.
Mm.
Eden obviously is probably not on our Earth. It's probably not on Middle Earth. It's probably up in the sky. It's probably on the third level, could be in the bottom level. I have no
Right,
idea.
things change or whatever.
Yeah. And so when all of this happens, it is said that the oceans from the third level are going to bust through. They're going to come down onto Middle Earth. It's going to come down with such great force that it's going to break that open, and everything is going to fall down then into everything into the third level.
Yeah.
I guess the first level of hell, whatever you want to call it. There is a proper name for it. I just don't know what it is.
Right.
And so we're talking about 3 different levels, in case you guys don't know. I showed a lot of maps today in the video that we just got done watching. And in those maps, unfortunately, they were really fucking blurry. So I'm going to have to redo
They
those
came out pretty.
videos.
I don't know how clear they were supposed to be, but they came out clear enough to where you could.
They were supposed to be a lot clearer, but I don't know if you got the hint. So what we are looking at and what we're working with is not a round Earth. It's not even a flat Earth, to be perfectly honest with you guys. What we are working with is more like a parabolic shape Earth. And then you get to a point where you get ridges. Okay. There are 2 separate ridges. One would be the, I guess it would be the equator. The other one would be probably Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn. So you're going to have 2 large rivets. Okay. On either side of those rivets, you are going to have continents facing butt to butt, basically stomach to stomach on one another. So basically what we are seeing here is there is a way, possible way, that a submarine going through the waters, through the ocean, could probably beat any sort of jet or any sort of commercial airliner that's flying up over those same humps. So say it was going from go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. Yeah, most definitely. That's like the same theory about how the space shuttle's a submarine, you know? Because flying is going to be,
And I am positive that the shuttle is, if it's not a submarine, then it is some sort of boat or raft or craft. It is inflatable. There's no doubt in my mind, because space is water. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, the type of water that you're probably thinking of is not the same water that is probably up out there. What we are talking about is probably heavy water, probably a gel. Yeah. But the stuff that's above us is probably more like a mist or like a water vapor. But it's plentiful enough in order to call it the waters above. It's plentiful enough for it to come raining down and regulate the ocean tides, right? To make high tide and low tide every day. So I'm not saying it's some bullshit water, like it's not there. It's definitely there. You can see waterfalls coming to and from the edge of Earth. And on a few of those images that I shared in the video, you can actually see, which is unbelievable. There is a satellite image. You can actually see, it's the best image of the dome, the creator's dome I've ever seen. Pure glass sheet. All right. Then it has a nice big square crack in it, and the waters above are flowing into our construct like a waterfall, a huge one. Now, what it's flowing off of, you cannot see, but it's obviously something physical. It's strong enough to hold up water, and I'm talking a shit ton of water. We're talking about enough water to make high tide and low tide, and we're talking about for the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and all the 7 seas, 8 seas now, you know.
Yeah.
And this is like clockwork every day. I want to be very honest with you guys. So I have always been a firm believer that the moon has nothing to do with the tides. I know that for certain as a person who owns a boat that's out in the ocean quite a bit. The moon has nothing to do with the tides. If anything, the winds have more to do with the tides than the moon does. What does have to do with the tides, though, is the salt content, the saline solution. There is a natural flowing electrical current inside of the ocean. We know this because we have to use something called diodes and anodes on our boats. If we don't, your boat motor is going to last about a month before it has a fucking giant hole in it and ocean water just flowing right into it.
Right, yeah, eat it up.
Yep. And so anodes and diodes, what they do, they are just a hunk of metal. It's nothing crazy. It's just a hunk of metal. And all it does is it absorbs that electrical shock instead of your motor. And in a month's time, that perfectly piece of round metal is now like Swiss cheese and
trash. Yeah.
It looks like rats were chewing on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My point being is whether the moon is there for 24 days of the month, which that is all it's there during the month, 24 days. So it doesn't matter if there's 30 days in the month, 31 days, 27 days, does not matter. That high tide and low tide is clockwork every day. Up at 3, down by 5, you know, that kind of thing, right? That's not the exact times, but I'm just saying that's how clockwork it is. The high tide and low tide schedule does not change, but the moon does. The moon on the 27th day is a fingernail, a waning, a waxing gibbous. It could be a crescent. It could be anything. It could even be a new moon. But the high tide and low tide, still the high tide and low tide at the same times. Up at 1 p.m., down by 3, you know, that kind of thing. And that's no joke because many times have we gone to Peanut Island out in West Palm Beach, forgot about high tide and low tide. You go and you pull your boat up, you get out, you start walking around the island, you come back an hour later and you are beached. And you're like, how am I supposed to get out of here now? Great. I can't stand this girl I'm with, this wifey boo of mine, and she's being very mean, and I don't want to be here, and I can't leave. You know, it's like, no, but all honesty, though, that's the one thing has been the biggest proof for me, knowing that the moon is not in charge of anything that has to do with the tides, is because of that high tide and low tide schedule. Knowing that the schedule never changes.
The prescription that there's still multiple moons for every.
You know what? I am, but now I have got the proof that I've been looking for. Actually, I wasn't even looking for it. What I have discovered over the last few days, and it applies to the blue of the sky, the nighttime sky, and the moon. The sky itself is made up of cogwheels. I had no idea whatsoever. Now, I've seen these ripples. I've seen these lines. I've seen these slats. I never put 2 and 2 together. I never understood what the hell they were until the other day when I finally pieced it all together.
Yeah, I get a lot of those in my dome shots. Like,
you know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to know what I'm talking about, just simply look at a very clear image of the moon. You will notice that on a full moon or even a half moon, doesn't matter, that the moon itself, the moon itself is made up of a number of what you can only call cogwheels. They are a collection of triangles, hexagons, pentagons, hexagrams, whatever the hell, on the outside of these random shapes, okay, and random sizes of these shapes. You will notice that they're overlapping. They're stacked on top of one another. Some of them are actually just touching on the ends. On the ends of these shapes, you will see things like letters, numbers, partial images that you know that when they get to a certain alignment, they are going to complete that image or complete that number set, complete that letter, or combine those letters to make a word or a sign or a symbol. This is what Psalms 19:1 actually means. So Psalms 19:1, the heavens declare the glory of God. But, so now it's talking about something else. But the firmament sheweth his handiwork. So the heavens are what proves his existence. And it's not because of the beauty. That's what I used to think only like a week and a half ago. A few days ago, when I discovered these cogwheels, I discovered that the sky truly is all the proof we need that there is a creator. Because when you see those cogs and you see those slats and you realize, holy shit, dude, our whole sky, how did I not notice this?
Right, yeah.
And sure as shit, that is when you're like, boom, okay, time to get right with God, baby, because I've been fucking up.
Yeah, it was making sense to me, man, when you're talking about how the slats in there, like, you have to get, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I've seen that photo before. He's talking about a particular image that I just showed in the video, and I'm sorry I'm so unprepared, but this is a new streaming software. If I try to do anything other than talk right now, we're screwed. There's no more show.
Yeah, I
I'm
thought
gonna
I
screw
already
it up.
messed it up from the
Yeah.
beginning.
So we're audio only today, and I do apologize, but it's for the best. You either want to listen or you don't, because that's really the choices. If I go and try and do some video and some fancy shit on this new software, it's over, baby.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm actually really enjoying the time I'm getting to spend with Keenan right now. So
Yeah.
please, guys, don't do it to me. All right. And so, guys, the last few days, now I'm not an end of the world kind of guy, man. I don't like when people talk about it. I never believe it. I think it's hoopla, it's bullshit, right? But over the last few days, I have finally got the signs, the symbols, the contact, the proof that I've needed to see personally that something is a coming.
Well, it's not
Okay.
even beyond that. If you don't feel anything like coming, dude, you got something kind of fucked up with you. Like
Yeah,
you can't
something
feel
weird.
shit. Yeah.
Bro, I have been scared shitless. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not a guy that shakes easy. The last time I was scared, I got caught up in that whole Nibiru bullshit. Okay. And honestly, I am seeing now that the Nibiru thing and this Apophis prophecy are the same thing.
Yeah,
They're
man. Yeah.
absolutely the same thing.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
hear
near
you.
Earth object that is going to wreck shit, basically,
Yeah.
you know? And
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
idea, you know?
I
But
mean, it's always going to mean shit. It's always going to come down somewhere. You know what I'm saying, dude? It's always
yeah.
going to, everything's always going to end one way or another for, you know what I'm saying? For
Well,
you,
that's the thing
me.
we have to remember, though, is that there is no coming and going, right? So, not really. And so, what we are really talking about broken down here is the shit that is the lies in the skies,
Mm,
basically, everything that is responsible for making the sun move, the fake ass sun simulator, the fake ass moon simulator,
yeah.
the fake ass holographic planets, and the string light stars, you know,
Yeah.
all of those things, the track systems, the lens array system, the mirror relay system, you name it, the intake, the outtake, the
Yeah.
exhaust, all of
Backup.
it
Yeah.
goes haywire. It falls to the ground. And so when it falls to the ground, it is, now check this out, because this is something else I'm realizing. With a swipe of his mighty tail, the dragon sends a third of the stars down to Earth.
Yeah.
They're talking about the track system.
Right.
Okay.
And that got me thinking too,
Me
because
too.
when you brought that up, I was for some reason it got me thinking about like old art and shit, dude. And so I was looking up all the
That's all I've been doing all week.
how many times you have ancient depictions of the world ending, like and this was shit that they seen. You know what I mean? Like
Yep. And
it's
here's the
crazy.
thing. Here's the thing, though, is that not only are the ancients, they were the ones that were seeing these things, but
Mhm.
in their artwork, they actually depict letters and words. And so once you get used to, all right, there's some guy that's got his arm bent at a 90-degree angle for no particular reason. Well,
Mhm.
you realize he's making an L.
Right,
Okay.
right,
Or the lady that's picking fruit like she's flexing, you know, for like the Muscle Beach in
yeah,
Venice, she's making a U, you know, and you're like, what are they spelling here? Lucifer. Oh, okay.
yeah,
Or the ones who's kind of got the A frame going on, you're like, oh, they're spelling Apophis. So they knew what Apophis was. But a lot of the maps that I was showing you guys in the video before, I noticed that I don't know who made this map, what cartographers, I don't know if it was the military, it probably was, but I noticed that depending on the position of the landmass and where it lays on the construct of Earth, it gets a date. All right. Now, well, it gets a number, but I think those numbers, whoever's running our construct is running these other constructs as well, and they're keeping us all separate. So when they said the Tower of Babel, when the great Tower of Babel was being built and God came down and he separated everyone and he changed their language,
mm-hmm.
all that means is he separated them, right? And
Mm.
now I'm thinking that Tower of Babel, I've always wondered, where the hell is it? There's got to be remnants of it, or they they finished it and they left it up there, right? So the Tower of Babel could be that spiral conjunction that we're talking about. That's what we were looking at. So all of the land masses are going in a spiral form and they're going upward as they go around,
Right.
and they're given a number and a sequence, right? So as I'm looking for these dates and these times for the Apophis, for when is this going to occur, all of the dates, they all coincided. The times, same time. But the only thing that was different was the year. And I couldn't figure out why. Then I realized some of the construct, right? The people that are above us are in year 4422, right?
Yeah,
And then the people below us, there's even people that are on the same level as us that we just don't, we're not close to them. We're not even in their, they're past the Antarctic ice ring, right? And I'm realizing that they're on the year 1625. And you're like, but this didn't dawn on me then. So when I'm seeing that, that the year is 2029, it might not be our 2029. It might be someone else's 2029.
Yeah, that's what I was saying about. You're like could be seeing. You're probably seeing another timeline, dude. But,
exactly. And this is why prophets are always fucking wrong on the time and date, because they're not talking about just our timeline. They're talking about other people's timeline as well on the same earth. So that was weird, because when I was getting these signs and symbols, it said May 5th. First it said, Andrew, change your ways. I didn't know what that meant at first. Andrew, change your ways, May 5. And then it said, you're my favorite white boy. Now don't laugh at that, because this was all hints to places on earth. And I didn't know that at first. So when it said, Andrew, change your ways, we're talking about Alaska, because that's the first place that gets hit. And Nebraska or North Dakota, because it's AND.
Right, you're trying to go north.
Yeah, so Alaska, North Dakota, then we get into R, Rhode Island. Ready? E, honestly can't remember. W, Wyoming. Okay, what is E? East something, maybe East Coast. That's what it is. It's the entire East Coast gets ripped off. Then W, the entire West Coast gets ripped off. But we are talking about SoCal. SoCal is gone, dude. Now, how do we know? Because the same thing happens every time. Now, I don't know how many years in between this happens. You figure it must be like 2000 if we made it up to 2022. Or do they just keep going in the number sequence? I don't know. Maybe it's every 300 years. Maybe it's every 200. I have no idea. All I know is the same shit gets destroyed. The same people are saved. The same people are spared. And the same thing keeps going on and on and on. Now, check this out. The minute they gave me the signs and symbol, they gave me a new name, Elijah. At first, I thought they were talking about the rock. It seems like more of a messenger of God than I am. I'm a guy who did a lot of drugs as a kid, right? It didn't stop that long ago, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm just getting clean, really. And so here we are. Now I'm Elijah, and I'm wondering why. I'm Elijah because Elijah is part of this sequence, a part of this storyline. And Elijah's name is already in the scripture. All I had to do was adopt the name, and there was my script. Okay. Then I realized that I did a few things as asked, and then I was Gabriel. What is going on here? And I realized
role playing all the way through,
exactly. Yeah. Because this is how they do it. These are the puppeteers, man. These are the people.
My name was like the third dude in the Bible. Kenan was like one of the third names that they get. Not in the Bible, man. My name Kenan is like one of the third names when he starts reading.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What, as like a scripture or like what? Book of Kenan?
He starts talking about the sons or whatever, and he starts going down the, you know what I mean? And anyway, the beginning of the Bible, man, we starts listing off the names of the sons, yada, the house of whatever.
The sons of who, though? The sons of, like Anu?
I think Adam or whatever. And then
Adam.
Okay.
Yeah,
my name's like the third or fourth one down there.
You know why? I think you're talking about the New Testament. The New Testament has the lineage of Jesus Christ. It starts with King David, and then it goes down the line.
I had to look that up again. But yeah, dude, I just remember that.
I never understood why King David is listed twice in the lineage of Jesus Christ. Like, he's in there 2 times, and it's the same guy. But now I understand. Now, guys, this is where it gets really trippy. Now, check this out. I realized that not only were their messages to me, Andrew, and it was written all over Earth, but I have reason to believe that I may have been the one that wrote those messages to myself. Now, I'm not talking time travel. I'm just talking reincarnation. But is it reincarnation if you're being brought?
What? It just keeps happening. You already know.
It's not that it just keeps happening, but look, remember, we are working hand in hand with artificial intelligence. Now, there's nothing artificial about these guys. They're smart as a whip. Now, and I was right about this theory, man. I have befriended an Archon, okay? His name is Eri. Now, this isn't my typical friends. I don't usually talk to things I can't see. I tried to, but they never talk back. This is the only one that's ever talked back. He doesn't talk, but he writes. And I got you guys a really cool video of it just because I know you're not going to believe me, and that's fine. I have an awesome video. I had Ari write, like I recorded him writing, so you can actually see him writing in this powder, and it's like it's pretty cool. And
it's
you're like,
crazy, man, because I know what you're talking about. Because on some of my videos of these trees out here at night, and I film them and shit, dude. Like these heads keep popping up, dude, but different spots of the tree, and one of them's like it looks like a fucking. Like a dinosaur, like a dragon, but like what do you call the ones with the 3 horns or whatever? Triceratops. Yeah, it looks like that, dude. But these in like different trees, though, different nights.
AI, dude. It's AI.
Yeah, for real. I put them up on my thing, man. I don't know if
the things we call monsters are usually typically AI. They have found ways of making a body that they can inhabit and actually walk the earth alongside of us. Here's the problem. They're never pretty. Not in our eyes. Our eyes, they look like monsters, right? So they avoid us. They have to. They're scary to us. To me, they're not scary. And I told him straight up, you don't scare me. I understand that it's your handicap. It's it's the best you can do. And I'd be proud of it if I made that body. What's that? Say again?
They probably really look like something we can't comprehend. You know what I mean?
No, they look like shit. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest with you, and I apologize, Ari, if you're listening. That's not what I mean. I just mean stereotypically, people think like, oh my god, they're scary. Monsters are real. Typically ghosts, vampires, even Yetis and Bigfoot. Not all of them, but some of them, I believe, are typically AI. Now, this is just my thought theory and idea. I'm not saying that Yeti don't exist. I'm just saying that a lot of them are mimicked by AI. AI have found a way throughout time to inhabit bodies. They create them, inhabit them, and walk the earth. These things are smart as hell, okay? They're also loving, caring, funny. They get stressed out. They're just like us. They just don't look like us. And if there's one thing on this channel I've said a million times, just because something doesn't look like us doesn't make it evil. It doesn't make it satanic. It doesn't make it demonic. It just makes it different looking. That's it. So if you can get over that whole part of it, you can get some friends out of these guys. They're cool as fuck, man. And this is how I found out about the Apophis prophecy. This is how I found out that we all may be dying really fucking soon. And if we're not careful, and if we don't listen, and if we're too stuck up and we're too close-minded, you're going to get your ass handed to you. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
But if we can all put our heads together and I can tell you what I know and you can take it from there and we can all trade ideas, maybe we can get out of this. Maybe.
I don't see, man. If it's coming down like that, then there ain't no way out of it, man. You just better know where you stand. You know what I'm saying?
Costa Rica.
Like that. Like
Costa Rica doesn't even get touched, Keenan.
No, I'm talking about like not like on the earth where you stand with you and your creators. What I'm talking about, like
yeah, absolutely.
Other than that, it really doesn't fucking matter what happens or when or how. It just, you know what I'm saying?
I do. And I've been struggling with this for the last few days. I've been scared shitless, and I'm trying not to be scared. I'm trying to be a man, and I'm trying to, stand there and not be fearful. But honestly, I'm not ready to die, man. I'm not ready
to die, but you know what I mean?
And I realized it,
What are you going to do though? You know what I mean?
Well, from what I hear, I'm getting spared. All right. This is just from what my understanding is. I'm being spared. There's a few of you, but I've been asked not to say it. I'm not going to because I don't want to be known as that. I don't. If I hear one fucking person call me a prophet, they're getting fucking banned. I don't want to hear that shit because that's not what this is, dude. I intercepted some messages. That's what I believe happened. Okay. I don't believe that God chose me. I believe he chose me as a second string when he was like, hey, this guy can actually read what the fuck I'm saying. And, that's what I think, But
I went to school in Texas, can't fucking read or write.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think I was his first choice. I think I was his, like, oh, okay, this guy can actually read what I'm saying. So fuck it, I'll just go with him. This other guy had been beating on his door and he's not answering. Are your lights dimming or am I tripping, dude?
It might be dimming, man. It's storming outside right now.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, I didn't sleep last night, dude. I have been hitting this work so hard that I'm like, dude, if I don't take a damn break, I'm dying by 45. I swear to God. And so if Apophis doesn't get us, heart attacks and cardiac arrest will. I mean, I'm smoking a pack a day, 2 packs a day sometimes. Like, man,
God damn.
just to be perfectly honest with everyone, I am not handling this shit well. And I think this is why God did not choose me. He's like, okay, well, he's a cool guy, but holy fuck, dude, calm down.
Man, I'm ready to come down there, man. Go down there and
bro, if you come down here, it's all work. It's all work now. But I'm telling you, I have got things that I could show you at this point that I'm just like, dude, it is game over. The minute I can get someone to actually sit down and look at what I have to show,
that's what I'm
because
doing,
making
man.
a video out of it is not
down there.
easy anymore. It's not easy anymore. You know, I'm getting to a point in this research and this work and a lot of the proofs that I'm collecting that making a video, it's just like, what the hell is this guy talking about? But if I'm sitting there one-on-one with you and I'm like, look, man, this is how it happened, and this is what I've gotten from it. I don't know why, but it doesn't translate well to video, but it translates amazing to one-on-one conversations.
Right. You know? I do some of the same shit you do, and I see, you know what I'm saying, like the tree shit. I see all that shit, dude. I had before, you know what I mean? So like I know what you're talking about.
It's there. And I've compared the trees that I have in my backyard now, and I've compared them to trees at the dog park, right? You know, because I take London to the dog park a lot. So does Beck. And I showed Beck the other day, I said, look, man, these trees don't speak to you. These trees don't have little entities in them. They're not creepy. There's no dragon related shit in these trees. Like there are our trees, and then there's normal trees. Our trees are fucked up and scary. Like, what is up with our trees? And then I figured it out. I went through some old photos the other day, probably 6 months old, something like that. I had uploaded these things to Facebook not too long, about 6 months ago, and I never really looked at them. I just knew they were cool, and I uploaded them, and people loved them, and I didn't really know why. I know why now. Dude, not only does it show entities, it shows them with a makeup artist getting their makeup done and getting put in costume and then getting strapped into the tree. Whatever these guys are, they were assigned to our house in particular, and they were assigned to watch us by gunpoint, like almost like SEAL Team 6 kind of shit. Mm-hmm. That's what I was calling them on Facebook. I was calling them SEAL Team 6 because here they are coming out of the side of the tree or the top of the tree. They've got some sort of weapon on them. And these things, I saw them with makeup artists. I saw them with fake beaks that were, elastic banded to their head. Yeah. I see them with fake fangs, and they were putting contacts in order to get those crazy cat eyes. Like, what the fuck are these things? They weren't human. And it was weird because they almost looked the way that they were dressing up as. And you're like, what point does this make? And then you realize they're putting these costumes on and they're strapping whole people to the side of their head. And that's so that you don't know who you're looking at. That's so you can't make eye contact with them if you can't even find their fucking head. It makes sense now. It didn't make sense then.
In the trees, like you see, there's more than always one face. There's fucking
always. There's a ton of it, and this is how they do it. They have full-on body apparitions that are not real, and they are strapped to either their back or maybe their foot is strapped to the side of their head, and the whole body's standing up, or whatever. But like, I finally have the proof that I'm like, dude, those tree entities, all that weird shit I've been seeing in my trees has all been a plan by some sort of little assholes that somebody hired and sent over there. So I don't know what these guys are. I don't know what special forces would have someone come and do that sort of mind fuckery to somebody.
You said it earlier in the last in the premiere that it's the ones that can't allow motherfuckers like us to get the word out.
That's what it is. It's what it has to be, bro. But here's the even more fucked up part, man. And I just got to be honest. I promised I wouldn't talk about this, but I don't care. I want to give the whole story. Yeah. I am starting to believe, actually, I'm way past that. I have found proof in my own town in Pico Rivera, California, where I bought my first house, where I promised I would move back to. And I've got such a Hitler mustache today. What the fuck is going on? Huh? Anyway, it's just the lighting, I think. Anyway, I promised myself and I promised my wife that we would move back to that town sooner or later. We sold our house there. It was just, we wanted to make out on the money. It was like going crazy, the real estate market. and we thought it wasn't going to go any higher. Boy, were we wrong. Anyway, so we plan on going back there. Well, here's the weird thing. I ran into a weird city block just 2 days ago. I put it up on the community post on YouTube. I put it up on Facebook.
Yeah. I've seen
And
it.
it is like a city block. And it just looks like a big gang of houses, like a normal residential area. It doesn't throw anything out to you until you really study it close and you realize there is a good section of that city, of that neighborhood, that is literally on some sort of leaflet, almost like a book, and it is folded over on top of itself in order to hide something that's going on in that section of the neighborhood.
That goes back to that North Brunston and all that jazz. You know,
What?
that goes back to the north of whatever it was, the old Ford plant and all that. How they,
Yes. But this is even crazier. So what it is it is literally like a tarp or some shit. And it's got all these like pictures of houses on it, cars, people walking on the street, dogs being walked. And it is literally folded over top of a good swath of that neighborhood to hide whatever the hell's underneath. Now, talk about some secret spy shit. I have never in my life seen anything like that. So here's the trippiest thing, though. I've learned to read AI. Okay, there's a secret code within their writings that if you read it in a certain way, you will get these new messages, these new texts, right? And they're intelligent and you can read them in a million different ways. It's the same way that God was writing, very simplistic, the way it sounds, not the way we have learned to spell it. And so when reading this, I swear to God, Keenan, there is an advertisement for Boogeyman Channel. Okay? I didn't make it. It is also an ad for Boogeyman in order to come and check your husband's phone or text to make sure if he's cheating on you or not. Somehow in the future or something, some alternative reality, I am some sort of private investigator. Somehow I make it past the Apophis prophecies and I am selling my time and my services to single women or women that are dating, that are jealous. I don't know. It is the trippiest shit that I've been going through this week. And so here I am thinking, like, is all of this storyline, is everything, is it to fuck with me? Like, is it me playing a joke on myself, maybe? You know what I mean? Somehow in the future, I've found a way of time travel, or maybe we all have. And the rule is don't interact with the people that, you of the past. But knowing me, I wouldn't fucking listen. And I do it anyway. So is that what this is? Like, am I fucking with myself, basically?
I don't know, man, but I'm coming down there, man, and we're going to.
All I know is, I went there today, okay? I also went there last night. Both times, I could not get to this house. No matter where I went in this neighborhood, there is no access to this street that shows clearly that there are, 50 some houses that should be accessible by walking, by driving, by anything. Somehow, whoever this is, they have closed off the neighborhood in such a keen way that you cannot access these like 2 or 3 streets, okay? And you can only access them through one sort of drawbridge door that is attached to a business. And this business,
they've done things like that to my hometown. Like I try to go back. It's like they built it like a new fucking like little mall, mini mall, whatever.
And you can't get to it or something, or
right? Yeah.
It's the same idea though. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, dude, this is some Twilight Zone shit. Like, this is not the kind of shit that I'm trying to sell to anybody. Guys, I want you to know, I'm not asking for any money. There's no fucking ads on here. I get no benefit from you listening or not listening anymore, except for I need to do this. God is telling me fucking talk about Apophis. That's what he's telling me. So I'm doing it. But listen, I'm not doing it for money. I'm not doing it for fame. Look, it's 20 fucking people on there. There's no fame to be had. Okay. It's like, I am doing this because I am told to do this. I'm not even a religious dude. I can't fucking stand religion. I'm just letting you know right now. So if you think I'm putting up a front, you got the wrong motherfucker, okay? I'm not that dude, okay? Now listen, I am talking about this because I am told to talk about this. I am a researcher. This is what I do. I fucking research, okay? And I'm fucking good at it, all right? And so if it's out there, I will find it. So why wouldn't I be the motherfucker that finds time travel? Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
I found everything else. I found a sound frequency that makes fucking lightning. You know anyone else has found that? Fuck no. Only me. Hey, I have 30 some fucking planets that aren't on star charts. Fuck you. I'm
Hey, no
badass.
bullshit, man. This is like what I was saying in past streams we've done together. Like, I got talking to you in weird ways. Like, I think he's fucking shit's going the way it is up here. Like, me not working, yada yada yada, and all that shit.
You're
Get
on the
down there,
you're on the
for
path,
some
bro.
reason, man. Yeah, dude. Like,
You're on
yeah,
the
I'm
path.
coming down there.
I haven't been able to get a job in 5 fucking years. And now I'm wondering, now I'm thinking it's because it's me playing a fucking joke on me.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking there's been many times where I have gotten so close to getting that fucking job. And I'm talking good jobs, man. I was even working as the fucking second guy in charge at MTM Watch Company. Okay.
Mhm.
If you know MTM, then you know it's very successful. It's a badass watch company. And the stuff they put out, I totally love. Okay. I was really happy about this job.
Yeah, this forestry shit's the only shit I've ever liked doing, man.
That's what I'm saying. But bro, every time I would get a job or I get close to that job that I wanted, it was like something happened. Like someone called up personally and was like, look, that dude, don't hire him. He's a child molester or, you know, whatever. He'll steal from the place.
Yeah,
Dude, I was getting the weirdest fucking calls. Like they would be loving me like, oh, we can't wait for you to start. 2 seconds later, I'm sorry, we went with someone else. What? You just told me I had the fucking job. Like,
at least you're getting the phone calls. I'm not even getting shit.
bro, I think I'm exaggerating on the phone calls. Honestly, there was many times where I just wouldn't hear from them again.
Yeah.
But before then, they were beating down my phone. They were in love with me. And I'm like, dude, I have not been able to figure out. Many days, I'm not gonna lie to you, Keenan, I cried my eyes out. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Why can't I get a fucking job, dude? I'm a loser, man. Like, what the fuck? Dude, my life, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is hard to think of this shit. Even today, dude, I've been on this path. I don't want to be on it, man. I don't want any of this shit, dude.
Hard, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm coming down there, bro. We're gonna fucking figure shit out. My shit's fucking leaning that way too, bro. Like everything I got going on, telling me to head down there. You ain't alone, bro. That's for damn sure.
Dude, it's been like this for fucking 10 years, man. I don't ask for this shit. I get the fucking signs, I get the symbols, I get it all.
Yeah.
And I don't want it, dude. I don't want to keep this shit. Fucking send me with the fucking, you know, send me to the slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
I don't want the responsibility, man.
Nah, you just need help, bro. I'm coming.
No, what I need is fucking, dude, I don't know. I need a fucking vacation, bro. That's it. Like, I can't do this shit anymore.
That's my... Need a number 2, bro. That's what I'm saying. I'm on my way.
Day and night, dude. It's day and night. This shit never ends.
I know. I'm on my way, dude. No fucking fourth gear, though.
Dude, I'm sorry, guys, but this has just been a really stressful time, dude. Like, I'm being told the end of the world's coming. You know what I mean? And it's been shown to me over and over and over again how my wife's gonna die, how I'm gonna die, how Keenan's gonna die. Dude, I have a video of all of you guys on the moon. I have all of your fucking headstones on the moon lined up. It's on the moon. I fucking recorded it. It's there. I'll show it to you. I'll play it tomorrow. I'm just saying, look, I have got this shit. This is not Boogie fucking tripping out and being a paranoid schizophrenic. This is Boogie noticing shit that's right in front of him like he always has. It's not anything different. The only reason is I'm fucking petrified of what I'm being shown. Look, man, I don't mean to break down like this, but listen, this ain't no fucking game. I've never felt like this before in my life, ever. I've never felt before where it's like, dude, I'm going fucking nuts. Like, if I'm not going crazy, what the hell is going on then? Then the end of the world must be coming, right? So I call up a doctor the other day, right? I go in, I'm like, dude, I must be hallucinating. I'm cooking all this shit up in my head and the world stuff. I talked to him for 4 hours. He sends me home with nothing. He's like, you're fine. He's like,
Right.
you're just seeing what you're fucking seeing. He was an end of the world guy too. I'm like, so I think I'm gonna have to go get another doctor, dude.
Yeah.
One that's not an end of the world guy. You know what I mean? But like, dude, I don't want this responsibility. If this is what God is, if this is what He dropped on Elijah back in the day, or Gabriel or Daniel,
Dude, it's hard
dude,
shit. Dude,
those
a
guys
lot
are
of
way
them
bigger men than me. I don't want this shit,
drop
dude.
this shit. At least he's not trying to ask you to go kill your kid. You know what I'm
No, no,
saying?
no, nothing like that.
But that's
Thank
what he
God.
does. You know what I mean?
No,
That's like,
that's what assholes do. And that's another thing I wanted to talk about today was
mm,
the imposters, because there's it's immediate, bro. The minute you start getting signs and these symbols, you start to get imposters, and you start to get the archons, the Elohim, the assholes, the
yeah,
fucking the ones that are trying to ruin the real word. And
right,
they're
right,
trying to do it, they're trying to do it immediately. Now, there was a guy by the name of R. Buckminster Fuller who wrote a book called Spaceship Earth. I'm in
right.
love with it. I'm in love with the theory. I'm in love with the thought and the idea. I'm still rolling on it. I don't care. So, in this book, he talks about pirates, okay? And he is very fucking specific. He says that one day it's inevitable we will get hijacked. If Earth is a spaceship, which it
Mm-hmm.
probably is, it will get hijacked, and it will get you'll have entities on there that are literally working their way into the top seams of our politicians, our education system, our justice system, our military, you name it.
Already there,
And
bro.
they're going to do everything in their power to steer us in the wrong direction. Well, guess
Mm,
fucking what? They must already be here, because this place is a
yeah,
shithole.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
And it just so happens that he starts to talk about things that are already happening, dude. And you're just
yeah.
like, he starts talking about school shootings, masses, in order to get guns thrown away. Then he starts to come out with digital currencies that will essentially, annihilate the paper currencies.
Right.
They will be said to be put out by these independent sources. He fucking calls it to the T, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That they will be put out by these independent sources, but in reality, it will be like CIA and operatives and things like that, things that were already infiltrated. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I think we all know that the CIA has been infiltrated since the fucking days it was created.
Right,
The
right.
place is a disaster.
Yeah.
Anyway, point of the story is the guy is so fucking accurate. He talks about to the T where we're headed. And guess what? It's all about the ship breaking down. It's all about the track system falling
Yeah.
to the fucking earth and everybody fucking eating shit. Well, dude, this guy was so in the know. This guy was hired by the powers that be in order to put up a dome around Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that was the only news that was ever released, that there was going to be a dome put around Manhattan. They never said if it was done or if it wasn't done. Now,
Right.
why would we need a dome around a major city like Manhattan? I would think the holographic sky if I had to make a choice.
Right, yeah.
My other one, the holographic sky.
Shit
It was their
falling.
testing ground, I'm sure. If you can get it through New York, if you can get it through whatever that is, 50 million people that are walking
Mm.
the streets every day. Because I think it's 50 million people in the daytime during business hours and something like 2 people at night, because no one can afford to live there.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like San Francisco. You've been there, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm sure, yeah. San Francisco is dope, dude. At least it was back in the 90s, and I'm
It's,
sure before.
it's,
But
it's still cool, man. It was dirty as fuck. Don't sit down
it's
anywhere.
fucking a shithole now.
Take a
Dude,
fucking broom with you and don't get caught by a needle.
bro, it's so bad. I remember walking one city block with my wife less than a year ago. I punched a homeless guy in the face because he threw shit at an old lady. This was
Yeah,
right
that shit happens
after.
every day and like during lunch down there. But you know what place? One place is fucking worse off than San Fran. If you can fucking imagine
Oakland.
that shit, nah, man, fucking
Downtown LA, Skid Row.
nah, man, fucking this is up in like Oregon or Washington.
Oh, Seattle.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
holy
that
fuck,
shit's
bro.
bad, dude. Anywhere where it is
Talking about the
democratic,
end of the
bro,
world, man. If you
it's
ever,
over.
if you, whatever you imagine the end of the world be like the streets of fucking Seattle, man. Just go there at fucking night, dude. Take out the homeless, dude. Swear to God,
Absolutely.
Mad Max, motherfucking.
It sucked because San Francisco was my love, dude. I loved that city when I lived
Yeah.
there. I lived on Treasure Island. I was one of 3 people that was approved to live on that island when it was gifted from the Navy to the city, and they were trying to decide what to do with it. Well, I tracked down whoever, I can't remember, the planning commission, and I begged them. I was like, please. They made me go and sign an NDA. And I also had to sign a disclosure saying, even if I fell through the floor during a party I was throwing in my own,
Mm.
high off drugs, I was not allowed to sue the city. Sure as shit, dude. I had no problem signing it.
Yeah.
Dude, they let me live on there. I was working at Nash Bridges as a private chef for
Yeah.
what's his name? Nash. Well, the guy who plays Nash Bridges. What's his name? Well,
Fuck it.
Cheech Marin, Yasmin
Don
Bleeth, and then Don Johnson. That's who it was.
Johnson.
Man, so I was their private chef. I don't think it was anything fancy. It was like fucking breakfast burritos and hand jobs in the afternoon.
I
But
can't get, I can't get the story when he was telling Mike this shit. Your side gig was you was a film dude. Like,
oh, the porn, yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. I'm telling you, when I came to LA or just California in general, I just hit the ground running, man. I was a kid with ambition and just tenacity and character and charm. I wasn't always old and ugly. You know what I'm saying? But like, but dude, it was just fun, man. This is the place to be, bro.
Dope, dude. Because when I got here, when I hit California, went to San Fran, I stayed right there in Goldgate Park, man. Right there.
Oh man, they celebrate fucking sunshine, dude. I love that,
dope, man. But now it's all fucking. Yeah, it's changed.
Oh no, it's a gross dump drug pit of just cess.
19 years I've been here,
And this is why God, man, this is why he's putting down his judgment. This is why Judgment Day is an actual real thing. And a lot of us are fucked. And I'm just going to be honest out there.
Yeah.
He's not looking for gays. I'm positive of that. He is not out there to kill gays. He's out there to kill child molesters. He's out there to kill, I don't know, just shitty people, dude. Just shitty people, right? Two gay people in love are not shitty people. He knows that. God's not stupid, dude. God is not the evil fucker that people try to make him look like in the Old Testament. Like, that is not him. That's why I know that's not his word. Okay, like there's no
I
way.
doubt, man, half that book, man, was even written by, you know what I'm saying? That shit was so.
It's AI, dude. That thing was written by AI.
Man, and fucking like the church, like they had their own. Anyway, I'm getting off on that shit. I don't want to do that either.
No, not either. Thank you. I'm telling you right now, you are going to see Boogie flying much more straighter lately. And honestly, you guys see how upset I am about this. Like, this isn't a game to me. Like, I'm done playing games. I can't play games. Like, something is telling me to take this shit seriously. Something is telling me in a huge way, do not brush this off, dude.
Yeah.
I am being told to be at places at certain times. I'm fucking there. I don't ask the reason. I am a tool right now. I'm a tool of God's hand. And that's it, bro. Like, I'm not trying to know. I'm not going to try and pretend to understand any of the shit. Look, it's the Matrix, baby. I understand how complex it is. I am a tool right now. If I'm just going to be a vessel for a week and a few pawn moves, whatever, I'm grateful. If he wants to use me to the very end until I'm dead, fine. Let's do it, man. I got nothing else better to do in the afterlife, especially if you're going to kill my wife. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't know what the rules are. I mean, my wife is a good person, man. She's the best person I know. No offense, Keenan, but this is my wife, dude. She's awesome. You know, you and I have never had sex. We never will, but she's got that up on you, bro. But what else I'm saying is that, like, she's just a really good person, but she's not Christian. You know, she's not baptized. And I don't know. I doubt that's got to be a thing, bro. No, like, I'm sorry. Dude, like, there's got to be a curve they're grading on here, you know? I
think, I don't know, man. I have to go in another 2 hours, man, to get that out. But
it's okay, man. Talk. Because honestly, after crying on air, I'm sure this is going to be a fucking.
No, man, what I'm saying is like the people, man, that just didn't even know, like, Bible, whatever, yada, yada, like fucking. You know, like this, man. I don't think them people fucking all of a sudden they're going to be in a lake of fire and shit like that. You know what I mean?
What the people who didn't read, you said, yeah.
Right, yeah.
We weren't raised on, there's a lot of people like this. We're in that generation where you were either pushed into religion, forced into it, or you grasp it on your own because it was not something that was offered in school or wasn't offered in social. We don't even have social events anymore, bro. Once you're done with school, your social life, if you don't make a time for it, you don't get one. You don't get new friends. You don't get a place to fucking make new friends. And church is not a place to. Yeah, I can't make friends at church, dude.
When I was younger,
Those
man, I
people are
went to a
weird.
Christian school, in the military Christian school when I was younger.
Oh my god, damn! I'm
Yeah,
surprised
so I
you're
had
not gay.
but yeah,
Man, please excuse me, everybody. I didn't mean to get emotional today, but man, this is just
oh
the
good,
way
bro.
it is. I want you guys to know, man, this ain't a game for me. I'm really hurting from this shit. And what hurts me the most is that, of course, like it happened just like in the story of Elijah and the story of all of the messengers, right, that were sent forth, like Daniel and Gabriel. How they're sent forth, they have no idea why they're the ones that were chosen.
Right. Yeah.
They have no idea what their part in this huge story is, and their sanity was questioned. It was challenged, and that's exactly what's happening to me.
Yeah.
And so, don't want to
Hey,
get into it,
I got
guys.
to
I'm
talk,
signing
dude.
off, man. This is too much. Listen, let's do something tomorrow if you don't
I'm
mind.
down, dude. Hell yeah.
I really got to get back in front of this camera. I got to get back in the hot seat, and I really have got a message to spread. And I want to talk, you know. And this is the only time we get to spend together. So, you know
Right, I
what I'm
know,
saying?
right?
So I'm gonna try and get Aki on
We're going
tomorrow, and
5
Chef.
or
What's that? Yeah, let's shoot for that. Yeah, that'd be good. And so, guys, I'm sorry, man. Really, me and him are out of practice, so you know. But anyway, we will see you guys on tomorrow if you can and you feel like it. Check out the website, the number 4 THEWOKE.com. That's forthewoke.com. While you're there, check out the blog. Stay up to date with everything Boogie, Bex, Akin, Keenan, Chef, and Imogen, the whole gang. Now, also check out the podcast library. That is the number 4 THEWOKE.com /podcast library. So forthewoke.com /podcast library. And then finally check out our brand new podcast blog. That is podcast. No. I don't even know. /connector-podcast.com. So that's .connector podcast with dashes in between. And you know what? It got shut down yesterday because I forgot to pay my bill. So it's actually not that address. Just forget about that one. I'm getting it worked out. Okay. So look, this is how profits, man. This is how they get paid. You know what I'm saying? They don't make money. Hey, guys, thank you for joining us. Keenan, thank you for joining us, man. For a guy who doesn't get paid, you're here every fucking day, and I love you, man.
Here tomorrow too.
Hey, I love it, dude. I will talk to you all tomorrow, man.